Stay with the moment. Let it take its shape. The room begins to change the way it breathes, as every sound aligns with something underneath. I don't feel the rush, I feel the pull instead. Like every step is chosen before it's set. The lights don't ask for focus anymore. They just reflect what's moving through the floor. And in this quiet build before the rise, I recognize a feeling in disguise. I don't chase the moment when it comes alive. I let it find me right on time. If there's a line between control and release, I'm standing there. This is what remains in motion. When the night starts to unfold, every layer holds its tension, but nothing slips control. This is what remains in motion. When the sound takes over space, we don't force the destination, we just follow what remains. What remains in motion. What remains in motion. What remains in motion. Time stretches softly when the rhythm lies. Like every second learns to slow the clock. I stop expecting something more to prove, and let the energy decide the mood. The bassline carries weight without demand. It doesn't pull, it understands. And every rise it feels prepared. Still finds a way to catch me there. Let the builder ride without a sign. Let it break the silence in its time. If the moment shifts the ground beneath, I stay aligned. This is what remains in motion. When the night starts to unfold, every layer holds its tension, but nothing slips control. This is what remains in motion. When the sound takes over space, we don't force the destination, we just follow what remains. What remains in motion. What remains in motion.
There's a subtle shift before the rhythm finds its way. Like the room is holding something it refuses to say. I don't chase the rise, I let it come around. Listening to the tension, settling into sound. Every light redraws the edges of the space. Time loosens up, adjusting its pace. is before it turns, where control feels thin. We don't force the change. Before it turns. The bass carries weight without a push. It knows exactly when to pull and when to loosen up. I stop expecting more than what is here, letting clarity replace the fear. The groove doesn't rush to make a point. Ill intention joined by joint, and every rise that feels restrained and still leaves a trace. Let the build arrive without demand. Let it land just as it stands. If the ground decides to bend, I move with it. This is before it turns, when the air starts to lift. Every layer learns how to hold the shift. This is before it turns, where control feels thin. We don't force the change. Before it turns, stay right
Stay close to the sound, let it settle. There's a quiet tension hanging in the air tonight, like every thought is slowly drifting out of sight. I don't feel the need to rush or understand. I let the rhythm draw its own demand. The room feels deeper with each step we take, as if the floor remembers every move we make. And in this gradual pull beneath the noise, I hear intention in the choice. I stop asking where this moment leads. I let the feeling set the speed. If there's a balance I can hold, I'm here. This is a space we keep when the sound begins to breathe. Every layer falls in line without a need to speak. This is a space we keep when the night starts closing in. We don't try to shape the outcome, we just let it sit. Space we keep. Space we keep. Space we keep. Time feels softer when the groove is locked in place. It's like every second finally slows its pace. I don't look ahead, I don't rewind. I stay inside the present line. The bass doesn't push, it holds the ground. It moves with weight but without sound. And every rise that feels restrained still demand. Let it land just where it stands. If the moment shifts beneath my feet, I stay. This is a space we keep. When the sound begins to breathe, every layer falls in line without a need to speak. This is a space we keep. When the night starts closing in, we don't try to shape the outcome, we just let it sink. The space we keep.
Stay with the sound, let it settle in. There's a calm unfolding underneath the noise, like the night is slowly narrowing its choice. I don't rush to understand what's coming next. I let the rhythm rearrange my thoughts instead. The room expands as the low end finds its place. Every movement leaves a subtle trace, and in the space between the rise and fall, I feel connected to it all. I stop measuring the time it takes and let the feeling recalibrate. If there's a line between staying still and moving on, I'm on it. This is a distance we feel when the sound draws near. Every layer pulls us closer, but nothing disappears. This is the distance we feel when the moment holds. We don't try to close the space, we let it unfold. The distance we feel, the distance we feel. Time bends softly when the groove stays true, like every second finally finds its use. I don't look back at what I meant to say. I let the silence shape the way. The bass doesn't chase, it understands. It moves with weight but stays unplanned. Every build that feels restrained still remains. Let the change arrive without demand. Let it land just where we stand. If the ground shifts under what we know, we go with it. This is a distance we feel when the sound draws near. Every layer pulls us closer, but nothing disappears. This is a distance we feel when the moment holds.
There's a steady pull beneath the surface of the sound, like the room is slowly learning how to settle down. I don't push the moment to reveal its shape. I let it form at its own pace. The lights move gently, never asking to be seen. Each reflection feels intentional, clean. And in this quiet rise before it grows, I feel the weight of what it knows. I stop trying to predict the fall and trust the movement through it all. If there's a balance I can lean into, I'm there. This is the way it holds. When the pressure stays aligned, every layer finds its place without asking for time. This is the way it holds. When the sound feels wide, we don't force the outcome, we let it decide. The way it holds, the way it holds. Time feels flexible when the groove remains, like every second loosens its restraints. I don't chase the spark that wants to rise, I stay grounded in the drive. The bass carries meaning without demand. It understands where we stand, and every build that feels reserved still deserves. Let the shift arrive without a sign, let it land right on the line. If the moment tilts the ground beneath, I move with it. This is the way it holds. When the pressure stays aligned, every layer finds its place without asking for time. This is the way it holds. When the sound feels wide, we don't force the outcome, we let it decide. Every fate, still holding. The shape of the moment, stay in this frame, let it fall. There's a calm precision in the way the sound arrives, like every element decides to synchronize. I don't push the feeling to reveal its end, I let it circle back and bend. The room goes deeper as the low end settles down. Every movement finds its meaning in the ground, and in this gentle rise that never needs to shout, I feel what this is about. I stop trying to read what comes next and let the rhythm reset. If there's a balance holding everything in place, I'm inside it. This is the shape of the moment as it opens wide. Every layer finds its purpose without asking why. This
is the shape of the moment. When the sound feels right, we don't chase a conclusion, we stay with the night. The shape of the when the groove aligns, like every second learns to redesign. And I don't rewind what almost slipped away, I let the present stay. The bass doesn't rush, it understands, it holds the weight with steady hands. And every build that feels restrained still remains. Let the shift arrive without demand, let it land just where we stand. If the ground moves slightly underneath, I breathe. This is the shape of the moment as it opens wide. Every layer finds its purpose without asking why. This is the shape of the moment when the sound feels right. We don't chase a conclusion, we stay with the night. The shape of the moment.
There's a quiet way in the way the room responds when the rhythm settles in and the edges soften out. I don't try to hold the moment as it starts to grow. I let it move through me instead of letting go. The lights don't rush to show what they reflect. They wait for the sound to realign the setting in the space where nothing needs to change. I feel the shape of what remains. I stop asking what this leads into and let the motion see me through. If there's a meaning in the way it stays, I'm here. This is what the rhythm leaves behind. When the noise falls out of line, every layer fades with purpose, nothing left undefined. This is what the rhythm leaves behind. When the movement feels complete, we don't chase the resolution, we stay inside the beat. What the rhythm leaves behind. What the rhythm leaves behind. Time releases pressure when the groove is set. Like every second drops its need to rush ahead. I don't replay what almost came to be. I let the present settle comfortably. The bass doesn't pull, it holds the frame. It gives direction without a name. Every rise that feels
if the ground are just beneath my feet, I breathe. This is what the rhythm leaves behind. When the noise falls out of line, every layer fades with purpose, nothing left undefined. This is what the rhythm leaves behind. When the movement feels complete, we don't chase the resolution, we stay inside the beat. What the rhythm leaves behind, still here. Stay in the drift, let it choose. There's a subtle gravity in how the sound begins, like the room remembers places we've never been. I don't hurry the moment to reveal its weight. I let the tension educate. Lights fall gently into measured lines. Every pulse aligns with borrowed time. And in the patience right before the climb, I recognize the sign. I stop asking where the motion goes and trust the path it already knows. If there's a balance I can step into, this is when the current decides how far we're meant to go. Every layer holds together without needing to know. This is when the current decides what to keep, what to release. We don't force the outcome, we move with ease. As the groove stays calm, like every second finds its form. I don't replay the words I didn't say, I let the present lead the way. The bass carries intent without demand. It holds the floor, it understands. And every rise that feels reserved still serves. Let the builder ride without a cue. Let it land exactly where it's due. If the ground shifts slightly underneath, I breathe. This is when the current decides how far